Hey, mamas. Welcome back to another episode of the Mamas Podcast. Madison on motherhood, marriage, and stuff is what mamas stand for. And I am your host, Madison Walker. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a bonus mom, and I'm a professional multitasker of emotional chaos. I need to add that to the resume, don't you think? I do. And today's episode is one that I think a lot of us need, especially when we are just in pure survival mode. The topic for today's episode: how do we stay close when life is so full? Because let's be real, life doesn't just feel full, it feels overpacked. Like you're playing emotional Tetris, trying to squeeze in your partner somewhere between work, daycare drop off, and the baby screaming from you not feeding him fast enough. Yeah, that's our reality right now. So, how do we stay emotionally close to your partner when we're both absolutely exhausted? Let's talk about it. We are in episode 2 of our marriage series, Modern Marriage, Real Love in Real Life. And I am so excited to dive into this topic with you guys today. But before we get too far into it, let's go ahead and say a prayer. This week's prayer is for our marriage. So if you guys wouldn't mind joining me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the spouse you have given me and all their wonderful qualities. Help me look for the good in my spouse every day and overlook any perceived flaws. Help us stay committed to one another and keep us both from temptation. Guide our future to glory you and keep us healthy so we can work for your kingdom. When we disagree, help us to approach one another with humility and respect. Deepen our communication and friendship so our relationship is stronger than ever. Help us guide our children and our entire family closer to you each day. May we put you first and in turn see our love grow. In Jesus' name, amen. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and just dive on into this. So, what does full really mean? What does that look like? So, for me, let me just paint you this picture of what full has looked like in my house this week. The baby is still teething and he is really starting to love solid foods. If you are eating and you don't share, he's going to scream at you. And when you're eating and you're feeding him, if you don't get that spoon back in his mouth fast enough, you are also going to witness a meltdown. That kid is hungry and he's gonna eat us out of house. I kid you not. We're going ready, we're starting our week on with my bonus baby. But he is in his like pure curious but also deeply chaotic era of life right now. And a usual daily struggle with him is getting him to eat good food. Like dinner time is just a constant struggle right now, and knowing that hey, we're coming on to our week on, time to buckle up, dinner time. Woo! And then my husband's schedule is absolutely bananas and very unpredictable. And then myself, well, I'm just trying to run a business, keep the house semi-functionable, and remember to drink some water, which I haven't done. So here's my reminder, and here's your reminder to get some water. And then somewhere in all of this, I've realized that my husband and I haven't had a real conversation in days. Just small, hey, how's it going? Good, good. How about you? Fine. That's great. Awesome. What's for dinner? We have been running around like crazy, and we're really, really, really trying to get our duck coop done. If you guys haven't checked it out, go look at my socials, like my TikTok and stuff. I'm going to be posting a new update. We are so close to getting it done, and it looks amazing, but it has taken a lot of time. And we're right now very time. We've been out working in the rain, pouring rain, absolute mud disaster. But all of the wires, we got to kind of tie them together because we have different pieces of big wire that are overlapped. And so now we have to go through and tie them together so raccoons and stuff can't get in. That is very, very, very time consuming. But we really want to get it done this weekend so ducks can get moved out because we have new baby ducks moving in to the brooder. Whew. So it's just been a lot. I'm sure this sounds familiar for you, right? And the fact of the matter is, my husband and I, we're not mad at each other. We're not fighting. We're just tired and emotionally disconnected. When life is this full, closeness doesn't come naturally. You have to fight for it. You have to work on it. But not in some big dramatic, let's go run away together kind of way, because that's not logical, but more inch by inch, by text, by little things like hug. And so let's talk about micro moments of intimacy. Because if you're waiting for the big romantic date night, spoiler alert, it's not really coming. Okay? That's just always not logical. Or maybe you plan it, but then it gets canceled because somebody's sick or the sitter cancels or something happens, So we can't just like wait for these big romantic date night dinners. We have to start to redefine intimacy. So it's not always sex or deep 2-hour heart to heart conversations. Sometimes, and most of the time, it's going to be a 30-second hug in the kitchen or forehead kiss before somebody leaves the house, and like a thinking of you text or a funny meme that you find throughout the workday. So here's just a couple of a few micro moments that have helped us lately stay connected in the absolute chaos of life. Eye contact. So like the actual I see you eye contact across the dinner table. When we're talking, we had that quick moment to kind of catch up, literally just stopping and looking, making eye contact. Like, hey, we're crazy, we got to get going, but like I see you and I'm listening to you. You have my attention. Texting, like randomly sending that appreciation text. I appreciate you handling bedtime last night. Even if it wasn't done the way that I do it. We're going to have a whole different episode on that little, even if it wasn't done the way I do it, because surely I'm not the only one that struggles with this sometimes. If like my husband takes care of it or does it, but it's different than how I would do it. So sometimes I feel triggered, but the fact of the matter is it's done. It's still done. Everybody's alive, and that's what matters. But it can be hard to just be like, it's good. It's good. But sending that little text like, hey, I see this and I appreciate it. Or even just sitting next to each other, even if it's in silence while folding the laundry, like letting that be enough. These moments are tiny, but they're very powerful. They say, I'm still here. I still like you. We are still us. Even though us looks a lot different than it did a year ago or 2 years ago. So let's be honest. Most of us don't have the luxury of regular date nights. My husband and I talked about doing like a 2-2-2 rule. So every 2 weeks have a date night, every 2 months have like a night out or something like that, and then every 2 years have a bigger getaway, something like that. Yeah, we've not done good at keeping up with that since having kids. Absolutely not. It was a good idea. It just hasn't been doable to maintain. I don't know. And then, like, usually when you do have a date night planned, something happens. The kid's sick, the sitter gets canceled, the sitter cancels, or you're just kind of tired, you don't really have the energy, or a new one, right? I'm like, that's just money that we don't necessarily have right now. I feel really guilty, super guilty to go out and spend money. So, what does quality time look like when you're short on everything? Here are a couple ideas that you can start doing in your marriage today to help build that connection, keep the intimacy alive, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, which I'm all about. So phone-free things. It can be as simple as phone-free folding. So put the phones down and fold the laundry and talk. Make it fun. Folding the laundry sucks. We don't like folding the laundry. We don't like putting it away, but it needs to get done. And that's one way that you can just make it special. Pour a glass of wine if you want. Put the phone down, fold the laundry, and talk. Morning check-ins. Maybe if you both are up in the morning, 5 minutes over coffee, 5 minutes over breakfast, 5 minutes while you're getting ready. Do a check-in before all the chaos begins. Evening connection. Sit down for 5 minutes after the kids go to bed. No phones. No Netflix, no TV, just each other. Put away the distractions, sit down, even if it's just for 5 minutes, and have that connection. The fact of the matter is, just like our kids, and you'll hear me preach this all the time as a parent coach, you can do 2 minutes, if you can do 5 minutes, if you can do 15 minutes, I don't really care, but make it a priority to just put your phone down and be present with your kids. If you can give them 60 seconds, do it. Same thing for your husband. Same thing for our marriage. Just like we got to work for our kids and our relationship with our children, we also got to put that time and effort into with our spouse. So, put the phone away. Turn the TV off. Just be there with your person. Ooh, here's a couple more good ones. Tag team, not tug of war mentally. So instead of tallying who did what, say out loud, we're on the same team. Even when you're both exhausted, especially then, remind each other that you're not keeping score, you're backing each other up, you're on the same team. I think sometimes when you're to this point of exhaustion, it's really easy for me especially. It'll just kind of be a spiraling effect. Like I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I have to do this and I did this and then I did this by my like just all of it, and it can be really really heavy, and it can start to create just a little bit of resentment towards my spouse because I'm like, yo, like come on, I need you, when the fact of the matter is he's doing just as much if not more of maintaining the family, providing for us financially, building the duck coop, putting dinner on the table, all the things. So just reminding each other like we're on the same team. We're doing our best. We're in this together, especially in the absolute chaos of life, like bedtime sometimes, because kids are tired and crying and whining. It's crazy sometimes. We're on a team. Use one line check ins. So when there's no time for a full conversation, try one of these. Hey, what's one thing you need from me today? What's one win I can celebrate with you right now? What's one thing on your mind that you wish I knew? We do these often, or even just and we're all creative. It's like, how can I help you? Like, what do you need from me? Even just randomly, be like, hey, what's an area that I could work on and do a little bit better in? Just saying, again, I see you. We're in this together as a team. I care about you. I want to continue to work and grow our relationship. Little things like that. It's really fun. And it really makes the other person feel so loved. Like, oh, that's so nice. When I really started implementing this, my husband's like, nobody's ever asked me that before, and he didn't know how to answer it. So, what's one thing you need from me today? What's something on your mind you wish I knew? Keep flirting. Surely you guys have heard, even when you're married, you still have to date each other. And I've had to ask myself lately, what does that even mean? But keep flirting, even if it's dorky. Send a flirty text. Slap his butt when he's doing the dishes. Call him by a nickname that you only used to call him when you first dated. Like, it doesn't have to be spicy. It just has to be intentional. Just be cute, little fun. Laugh. Do little fun things. Sit next to each other. Physical proximity matters. Sit by him on the couch instead of across the room. Play footsie under the why can't I talk today? Play footsie under the table when you eat dinner. The small things build up safety and closeness without needing words. So just think about that. Holding hands. Put your hand on his lap when you're watching TV. Not on his lap. I mean, like on his knee, you know? Whoa, PG-13. There's usually kids around. Say thank you more than you think you need to. Even for the quote-unquote expected things. Thanks for taking out the trash. Thank you for playing with the kids so I could take a shower. Gratitude is the intimacy glue, so use it often. We all like to feel seen. Saying thank you for the little things makes us feel seen. I do this all the time, especially the trash thing. Technically, it's quote-unquote my husband's job, but if I think about it, I do it. But for a while there, it was quote-unquote my job. And so when I didn't have to do it anymore, I'm like, that's one less thing I have to worry about. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Steal 5-minute recaps. After work or bedtime, ask, tell me one funny thing that happened today. Tell me something that was surprising that happened today. Short little moments like that open the doors to deeper conversation. Asking more specific questions are a lot better than, how was work? Fine. Awesome. Same with the kids, right? How was school? Good. What'd you do? I don't know. So asking more, tell me something funny. What's something that frustrated you? You can just open up to deeper conversation. I kind of touched on this a second ago, but touch anchors. So if words feel hard, physical touch can bridge the gap. Hold his hand while watching TV. Lay your head on his shoulder. Just hug for 10 seconds. Hugging, I think, for over 7 comes to my brain. 7 seconds, but it could be more. Releases oxytocin. I'm not 100% sure on my facts, but I know once you hug for a certain amount of time, it releases, I believe, the oxytocin, and it's literally just like a stress relief. And sometimes when I feel really stressed, the last thing I want to do is like pause because I'm like, there's so much I need to do. I just don't have time to stop. And like my husband will literally force me to stop and give me a hug. And at first I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, thanks. But like, I got stuff to do. I could be doing something else. And eventually like I just relax. I'm like, okay, thanks. Thanks. I needed that. Thank you. So a little hug. Not a love letter, but you could write something simple. You could just send a text or send a voice memo or leave him a note somewhere. Like, you're a good dad. You're doing a great job. I noticed. I'm glad it's still you. Like, leave it on the bathroom mirror. Put it in the lunchbox. Random little things and just say, hey, I see you. I love you. We're a team. I appreciate you. And if you both are just absolutely spiraling, pick a night. Even if it's just an hour, where the phones go away, the kids go to bed a little bit earlier maybe, and you intentionally check in, even if it's just in the living room with popcorn and your sweatpants. Schedule it, make it a priority, make it happen, and just do what you guys need to, that you both feel seen and loved and connected. Learn about each other's love languages. What does that look like? And how you guys can support each other through that, so that even in the absolute chaos, you're still getting connection and you're building your marriage and making it stronger. It's not glamorous, but it matters. Emotional intimacy isn't built on big gestures. It's built on consistent, tiny ones. The little ones that make you go, they see me, they care, they notice. So if you're feeling disconnected with your partner, just remember, you don't need a vacation. You don't need a big solution. You just need a moment. And start small. A compliment, a hug, a thank you. Because staying close in the chaos isn't about having more time. It's about using what you've got. So this week, if you all could DM me some of your favorite micro connection moments, I would love to share a couple more next week's episode. I shared a couple of what I do. If you have any more you want to add, send me a DM, or maybe if you tried one this week and it worked really well, I would love to hear your story and share it on next week's episode. And if this week's episode hit home, go ahead and share it with your partner or your mom group or your bestie. Tag me, leave a review, all that good stuff. Okay, guys, hit the follow button. It helps more tired, overwhelmed couples feel a little bit more seen, helps us build our group of moms who just want a space where we feel less alone and more connected. And next week, to give you a little spoiler, we're talking about the hard stuff: communication, conflict, and unmet needs. So make sure you're following along because you don't want to miss that one on our marriage episode series. We're going to have about 2 or 3 more of our marriage series. And until next time, remember, whether it's parent side of stuff or the marriage side of stuff, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up. Until next time, aim straight, shoot straight.